Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. And you know who you are. I'm Akila Textry in the divine energy essence of it all. As usual, reporting to you live from 5D. That's that 5D consciousness. And giving you the news to infuse if you so choose to. So let's infuse on this light grid. Beam me up, Scotty, light grid activation. Happy whatever day this is for you. I believe it's a Thursday. It's usually in my chakra week, it's usually a throat chakra day for me on a Thursday. So I'm in my true blue. How about you? What we gonna do? All right, so with that, I want to go into talking about this. I finally get to get the green light on this topic, right? Which is the 8th universal year. Welcome to the 8th universal year. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it because we had all these other things coming up, new moon, full moon, and these other messages that was coming out. So finally today I really got the message of, I was like, I got to talk about this 8. Because it really came in numbers. Like the divine numerology was speaking this morning. So I'm going to share what I got. There were 2 hits that I got, 828. And then I looked back again, it was 858. And it was like, okay, 828, 858. All right, spirit, speak to me. Let's go. And then the messages started coming. So I'm going to share that with you as we talk about this 8 universal year. Before I do, I want to kind of explain what the 8 universal year is. For those who don't know, it's like when you count up the digits for that year. So 2024, right? So the 2, and the 4, those are the digits in the year 2024, not the month, day, and all of that, just the year. The entire year is a universal year of 8, and last year was a universal year of 7. So I said I wouldn't talk about it until the official new year, which was spring for me. So for some of y'all to be like, well, gosh, we all the way in May. It's spring for me. Like the new year still just started, for me. We like what, in our second month, of the new year. Astrologically speaking, Aries, Taurus, yeah, we're only like in the second cycle or the second month of our new year. So with that said, let me get right into it, and you get what you get from it. So let me tell you what I saw. I saw the 828, I saw the 858, and just to kind of break down what these numbers mean, I've spoken about numbers at a dimensional level, but the 8 is infinite existence or infinity, however you choose to look at it, or repetition, because it's about repeating, repetition. So the 2 is duality, or the harmony of duality, and the 5 is spiritual, physical, spiritual balance. So when I see 828, the significance is that there is harmony. It's the harmony of duality within the infinite existence, because it's in the middle, it's in between the 8, so it's within the infinite existence. And for the 858, it is physical, spiritual balance within the infinite existence. So the 5 is in the middle, in between. So the message, to give you the message I'm getting here, because I'm gonna have to like ping and come back to another part of this, but the message I'm getting here is that there's always balance and harmony, always balance and harmony within our infinite existence of all dualities. Because when you look at it, even with the 5, it's physical, spiritual. That's still two different aspects, 2 dualities. The balance of a spiritual and a physical, that's still 2 within the infinite existence. So it's really resounding that message of whatever the dualities are, there is balance in the midst of the infinite existence of all dualities. It is love. And then there's a saying that always goes with that, which what I say, or I know, it actually is a deep, I want to say symbolic quote, and it comes from one of the symbolic aspects from the Kemetic language, so to speak, which is where duality meets in the center of infinite existence is love. There is actually like a symbol for that. So wherever there is any duality, where it meets, where it meets at the center of infinite existence is love. So that's why as I see those numbers in the center, in the middle between the 8, it's also saying, it is love. right? The harmonies are all existing in every now moment within the movement throughout the infinity, right? Throughout the infinite or the infinity. Meaning, for those of you who remember when I spoke about it, when you look at the infinite sign and it's like a line that's going and looping like this, and remember, a line is just a dot to dot to dot to dot, and every dot is like every now moment. So that's why I'm saying that the harmonies, it's letting us know that the harmonies are existing in every now moment, dot to dot to dot to dot to dot, in the movement, which is the line of the infinite existence. So that was the message I got out of it, and it felt like a breath of fresh air, like, you know, okay, we're here, we're at this space of where there's this harmony with this infinite existence for all of us. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that. Well, let me just say it now while I'm here. The message that I'm getting for some of us is, for me specifically at an individual level, was letting me know, was confirmation that we are at this point. I am at this point where I am experiencing, I am exuding the harmonies. I'm seeing it. Whether I see it with these two eyes or not, I am experiencing the harmonies within the infinite existence, and that it is around me, it is within me. It is for me to look towards it, for it. And I share that message with whoever it resonates with, whoever it's for. Like, your hard work is not going unpaid, undone, unnoticed, right? The harmonies are there. It's in every now moment, and we have to kind of push to find that harmonies. We have to go within and see those harmonies, right? And if you're not seeing it and you feel like, well, there's so much going on, then know that those energies are calling you to find it, to step towards that, to find the harmony, which is in the love, right? And this is why the love part is really important. It's asking you to, you know, drop into that heart. And I'm talking real love, not that petty, you know, rainbows and unicorns love, that little, you know, superficial love. Deep, unconditional love that's asking you that regardless of the situation, to do that thing that you don't feel like doing, right? Because I'm actually faced with one of those situations where I'm doing something where it's like, I really don't feel like, you know, the ickiness of seeing the resistance and feeling the resistance with others makes me want to just kind of stay isolated and put away. But as I realized, it was like, no, this is not the time for that. You know, I read something earlier that was saying, it was saying like, it can't be, truth can't be seen. It was like a girl holding her head back and like, oh, like, I'm so over it. Like, truth can't be seen, it is felt. And I was like, I wish I could scream that from the mountaintop. I was feeling that image so deeply. It resonated with me because that's what I'm feeling. It's like, I'm tired of dealing with people that can't see themselves or not feeling themselves. It's like, it's not about what you say and do. It's the truth is in the feeling. And for those who are clairsentient, we're really super sensitive to feeling it. So they saying one story, but we hearing something else. We seeing something else. They let you say it. They gonna, God forbid, if you say what you feeling, which is the truth, they gonna want to say you crazy. So this is something I saw that really hit home for me, and I spoke on it and even added the numbers in there, the 828, the 858. I put that at the end of it because I realized, and just speaking from my heart, that I feel this with other people. I feel the truth that they're not saying and they're not seeing. And then it pulls me to exist in their lives with them, which throws my throat chakra out of alignment because you don't want to impose. They can't see it, so you can't really enforce the information on them. But as I relate with them, just in relating to them, there's a vibration, there's an incoherency in the frequency between us because I am aware of the truth that I am feeling and they are not. So they're in la la land, they're oblivious to it because they can't even feel it. But to he who sees, to he who knows, oh, we feel the incoherency. And it does pull us out of our authenticity with our throat chakra of existing in the truth and being in the truth. It makes it really hard as we are harmonizing. So what I said with that too is it's real easy for me to go into isolation and cut people off, but it is, I have to do the tough thing, right? It's easy to do that, but what Spirit is showing me is now is not the time. Now is not the season, the time of season for that. It is time for us to do what? Harmonize. It's time for us to know, to be still and know thyself and know that there is harmony in that appearance of duality. Allow that contrast to be a compliment. That's how I have to look at it now. Yes, that thing that is in opposition or whatever to you, it's contrasting you. But in true love, allow it to be. If you can truly step into love, go into your heart and be in that unconditional love, specifically for yourself. You don't got to love anybody else out there. This is for you. Be in that love within yourself, the love that brings you the peace that surpasses all understanding and removes the judgment and the condemnation, so that you're not feeling anybody on your heart. You know, you might feel a pinch, you might feel a little annoyance, but they're not heavy on your heart, right? And with that, that's what we want to push through. Feel the harmony. It's time for us to practice that harmony that is you know, the harmony of duality that is within the infinite existence, because we all are here infinitely existing, right? Some of us in different timelines and planes, but we're all infinitely existing together. So I share that to say, if that's you, if it's something that's similar to me, it's easy for us to be like, no, I don't want to deal with these people, I cut them off. And that may be a step you have to take. Depending on what stage you are in your awakening, that may be a step you have to take at first. But this what I'm getting, and for people who may be on the same wavelength as me, is that now is not the time to cut off anymore, if that's what we've been doing, or to be too isolated. We have to do that tough thing. So the thing that is saying, you know what, I just don't want to deal with this, I have to stay in it. Like, I'm in a situation now where it's like, nope, stick with it, because you have to find the harmony in that, even though it may be pinching you, right? Just know that. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to really be pulled out of your inauthenticity, right? Like, I was invited somewhere and I just had to decline and say no thank you, and, you know, just leave it alone, because I knew the energies that were there. They don't know it. They would say, well, what are you talking about? No, there's love, Rainbow will never do that to you. But what they don't understand is I see something they don't. I see those desperate energies that are waiting on me to come, so it can start poking at me through their unconscious behaviors. They're not going to know what they're doing. They're not going to mean me any harm. But there are certain things that they're going to be doing that I can read clearly in the energies. And then I'm going to have to sit there like, you know, and take I'm not giving you the opportunity, right? No, no, no. Opposition energy, stand down. Sometimes we got to look at that. If you know what's up, don't look at what's happening on the surface level. Look at what is, what you see that's happening at the energetic level, and obey that. Be true to that, right? And that is love. That is how you practice the saying of where duality meets in the center of infinite existence is love. So let that duality meet. Let that contrast bring in the center a complement to your soul. So I digress. Let me go into this universal year, because I've said enough on that. I believe I was speaking on the love. I may get back to the love, because there was a message about love that's reminding us to go really deep into our heart. But before I do that, I really want to get into the infinite existence of 8. So in this infinite existence, happy true new year again as I speak on this 8 universal year. And the infinite existence of 8 stands out as we are in an 8 universal year. This year is highlighting the 8th dimensional aspect of repetition, because it is about what is repeating. Infinite is constantly on that loop, repeating. That's why, okay, let me not go into that. Let me just say it real quick. I was going to say that's why they threw us off with that Gregorian calendar by 8 years. We are 8 years ahead. They threw us off 8 years, right? The Ethiopian has the real calendar, the Ethiopian and the Mayan calendar, which is 8 years prior to where we are now, right? So they did that to lock us in an infinite loop, and we have to unlock that, but that's a story for another day, right? So it's about repetition. And in the ascension through dimensions, everything in the previous everything in the previous 7 universal years was about our return, because I spoke about the 7 dimensions. So it was about our return to completion, which is manifestations, right? The return of completion as manifestations, which is what that 7 is really about. It's a creative process completion, which is about manifesting. So all year last year we were seeing manifestations. I know I have. So for those in the fifth dimensional realm, or 5D, those of you that are really existing in 5D, we're manifesting new true levels of understanding, as well as new true ways of living our lives in a different, like living our lives in a different timeline of our soul. So last year, a lot of us kind of experienced that, especially those who are really quantum leaping, doing the work, unveiling certain things, and uncovering things within your soul. A lot of us that were doing that, we were jumping timelines, quantum leaping. And so we've come to new levels of understanding. There were new things we were manifesting. I could guarantee it for a lot of us who are truly stepping into 5D. You were eating differently. You were moving differently. You changed certain perspectives, maybe about money, about relationships, about your jobs, about family, and all of this. Right. And for me specifically, I was manifesting a new calendar. And that's the calendar that, I'm still working on, because I got thrown off over the winter season when it was supposed to be complete. But we have a new deadline to be out by next what we're in May, to be out by next month. So that calendar was, I would have never thought to see time like that. And the manifestation was that it was showing me, through the divination of numbers, the months and where they are. That's why I said we're in the second month now. And that's a new truth, a new perspective that I've moved to. And even others like me who are now shifting to another, calendar, and understanding that this is when the year starts in spring. Right. So that's just one of the examples, that one of the greatest things that I feel like I've manifested last year was changing the calendar, finding the new dates, finding that instead of 7 days, there are actually 9 days in a week. Like wait till y'all see this calendar, right? With that said, we were all being pushed into that. So now this year, we're being given the opportunity to find grace in the repetition of our manifestation until we are brought into a harmony and balance within the existing isness at a ninth dimensional level, right? And that's a story for next year. But ultimately, when I say find grace, because it can be monotonous, because what happens is whatever we manifested, the good, the bad, or the ugly, is going to be repeated over and over and over again, infinite repetition. So we gotta be in a space where we find the grace in this repetition, and we're blessed in this repetition, right? And so whatever we have manifested, like I just said, whether the good, the bad, or the ugly, our theme is to witness its repetition and be receptive to its infinite existence until we find balance and restore the perfection of harmony within the stage of our expanded consciousness, wherever we are in our expanded consciousness. So it is for us to be receptive. This is the eighth dimension. The upper dimensions are more like receptive activity. So it is really for us to bear witness and be in existence, in existence with this, in this infinite existence, and be receptive. So ultimately, we're finding and restoring that perfection into harmony. So what is this saying? That in this theme, we really want to fine tune our appreciation for doing it over and over and over again. For those who are like, when will it stop? This is the meaning of eternal living. Infinite existence is the meaning of eternal living, over and over and over again, as our ancient ancestors know and show us. That's why they were always preparing for like death, or in Kemet, which they know is ancient Egypt, but they're always preparing us for that. And it's not because, it's about death, but it's about understanding the transition. Over and over again, we come again, we come, we go, we come, we go, infinite souls that we are, eternal beings that we are. So the codes that I've been getting with the 828 and the 858 is this confirmation. It's the confirmation that the harmony is there for those who adhere and choose to infuse with the light by embracing the repetition of love instead of fear-based annoyance, in order to find gratitude in the eternal existence of life. So what is that saying? It's just finding the gratitude, embracing that repetition instead of being annoyed by it, instead of fear-based thoughts and feelings that are like, oh, I can't be bothered with this again. You know, that type of annoyance. Because we get annoyed when things keep over and we like this again, this again. It's like slow your roll, find a peace, find the harmony, find the love. It is all a part of our infinite existence. How much do you say you love this eternal life? This infinite, how much of us that say we want to live eternally? This is eternal. Welcome to eternal living, right? And at a mature 5D level, this is where we find the grace in it. It's like, oh, thank you. Oh, we get to do it again. Oh, thank you. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it could be something bad. It could be ugly. It's an opportunity to right your wrongs. And it's like, oh, I get it again. Thank you. Oops, I messed up. Oops, like Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. And so the universe is like, it's okay. Here's another one. In every now moment, you have another opportunity. Listen to the blessing, the grace, and the mercy in that. That is the mercy of the great order of divinity, what they call God, right? It's the great order of divinity from source, from divine itself as it operates through us, through the energies, through the forces. This is what we're experiencing. So as we're entering into 5D, for those of us who are living that 5D life, understand, overstand, and understand this is a part of it. This is 8th dimensional work, baby. So the 8th universal year is having us practice this 8th dimensional level all year round. It's nothing but repetition. Look at it and you'll see a lot of what you're seeing is stuff that was being shown to you last year or manifested through you, with you, to you last year in the 7th manifestation year that is now being put on replay, repeat at multiple levels and stages. It's saying again, do it, do it, do it till you get it right, however it is. Do it till you're satisfied, because the soul wants to be satisfied. Satisfy my soul. Yeah, I be getting messages through songs. So it's saying like satisfy my soul. Like your soul will be satisfied when you get to that 9th dimensional level, which is after the repetition and you get to a point of gratitude and grace and the opportunity and true gratitude instead of annoyance. You're like, oh, I really appreciate this infinite existence. I really appreciate the karmic loop and all of that comes to me, that allows me and gives me a chance to do it again until I can get to the balance. You keep going in and out until you can get to the balance where the center of infinite existence, the center of duality meets, is the love, which is God is love. All of this that is love. We talking about the unconditional power of love. Love is when you can take the contrast and make it complementary. Take the polarities and bring it to the center, right? 828, 858. Harmony of duality in the midst, in the center, within its infinite existence. The physical and spiritual balance within the infinite existence. And that physical spiritual balance is the masculine, feminine, the creative, the receptive, the ego, the intuition, all of those dualities. We exist in a realm of dualities, and it's for us to transcend the opposition of dualities, transcend our resistance to the dualities, transcend the contrast in a negative light, but instead seeing the beauty in the contrast, just like the contrast in the quality of our colors. And it's like, ooh, change the contrast, and you get this. If you get it right in the middle, or you know, at an equilibrium, you have a beautiful contrast that turns out to be complementary to the image, to the picture, to your life, to your soul. Let it glow, right? Let it glow and let it go. And so with that, I welcome us into this whole 8th dimensional year, 8th dimensional, 8th universal year of this 5D experience. So before I go, what I do want to add is it here? Is it here? There was something about love. Yes, I want to add this little tidbit. So another part of this message that I was getting about the love is that as this brings to me the message of love, I am reminded that we are to drop into our heart and release what does not serve us and free our heart to evolve and raise our frequency to a state of anahata as our higher heart activation. So we're being invited. I was feeling the call of love. Drop into your heart is another message that keeps repeating to me, and it's really important as we want to access, do better in this throat chakra season. So this brings us into our true authenticity. When we drop into our heart and we activate our higher heart activation, it brings us to our true authenticity to express throat chakra, to express our soul's integrity that aligns with the light and the truth of our being, which then activates our throat chakra as well, which is this is the goal that we want right now while we're in the throat chakra season. When we activate the love, we activate the truth, because why? The love lights the truth. So you activate that love, you activate the light that's traveling through you, and you activate the truth. But we got to get into our heart. So again, the love is the key. The harmony that we're seeing, the harmony of duality, the physical, spiritual balance, all of these dualities in the midst, in the center, in between, is radiating love. And I send that to you all. I send you all of that wherever duality meets in the center of infinite existence is love. Cherish that, utilize that, honor that, take it into the higher realms of your soul. Don't go against the grain. Don't fight the resistance. Anything that you're not feeling, remember what I said. If it's feeling like I can't be bothered, that's where we need to get to the center. Find the harmony and say, you know what? Nope, I'm going to find harmony in the midst of this existence, this infinite existence. And I'm going to do that thing that I don't feel like doing, because that's how we challenge ourselves and go into it, not with a bitter heart, but with a high heart. Make sure you drop into your heart so you can raise your heart frequency, raise your true heart vibrations. And when you do it in a place of love that is non-judgmental, any of that. Whatever someone may be doing, I get it. Let it pinch you. Like I said to myself, I said, it may pinch my nerve. It may give me a little, but it's not bringing any hate on my heart. I don't have anybody up. And this is where we want to be. Check yourself and make sure, am I having this person up? Am I holding up a situation on my heart? Is it heavy on my heart? Release the heaviness off the heart, right? If it's a small annoyance, it's a pinch, it's a little bit of a tug on your little strings. Okay, you're supposed to feel that, because the feelings bring the instructions, but don't allow it to be heavy on your heart. And if it makes you feel like you can't be bothered, then go against that. Step into your heart. That's going to bring you into that harmony to exist in that movement of the infinite will. And you will rise to the occasion. That's my talk on speaking the truth, being in the truth, all of that is true unto you. We want to get into our authenticity and into the authority of our authentic selves as our soul's sovereignty. All right. So with that said, love you all. Each one, reach one, teach one. But before we go, let me remind you to please like, subscribe, share. Again, subscribe, share, and comment if you dare. I'm loving the comments that's coming in. Thank you for those who have just subscribed and who are continuing to comment, and we share conversation back and forth. The community is growing, and we have more in store. We have, I would love to do this astrology workshop with you all, so we'll see how it goes this weekend. And I will definitely give you guys any information if I'm going to do an online class with that. So again, back to the each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart, drop it low, bring it back up high, shine your light from the inside out, and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.